He was a very fair individual. He treated everybody the same. He helped those who needed help, but he was also willing to be strict when he needed to be strict. He would give you the shirt off his back if he needed to anybody, any citizen, and he would also at the same time help those who needed that help.
He was always known as a guy, the go-to person. Any kind of question with traffic, he knew it. He told me, he's like, you're never gonna catch me slipping. That was him as a person.
He was one of those officers that when he entered the room, you knew he was there. He was an excellent supervisor. He was a corporal. He would preach safety, officer safety, doing what you gotta do to get home to your family.
Speedy and I met in high school, our senior year, in a Spanish class. He actually got a schedule change and he walked into the classroom and we instantly caught eyes and that was it. We dated for about 4.5 years. Like we graduated, we went to prom and everything, right? 4.5 years, we got engaged and we got married. We had Brianna about a year after we got married. So we didn't know until the actual day where she was born that it was a girl, and he was just like beaming, like that was his baby girl.
Speedy was my supervisor, my friend, and a mentor.
Spending time with the families, backyard barbecues, going on trips. I knew his kids. I remember Joaquin, I remember holding him when he was a baby.
The last conversation I had with him was that same day. It was actually, I was on the phone with him when he got the last call. And we were in good spirits. We were just talking about life in general. And then he got the call. And he's like, babe, I gotta go. And I said, okay, babe, take care, love you. And that was it. That was, I didn't know minutes later he was gonna be killed.
It was Javi. He was the first one that called me. That there was an officer involved and that it was Speedy.
I turned on my radio and the first thing I heard was Speedy's down. 350's down. I heard his badge number, right? And that's where it, I don't know, that's where it hit. It hit pretty hard.
Fire Chief Silva was the one who called me. He was there, bro, and he paused and he told me that Speedy just got shot.
I arrived on scene. That's when I realized what had happened. It was hard to switch modes. Your best friend, your brother is there. I went straight into work mode. And it's a switch. And you have to put your feelings aside. Excuse me. You have to put your feelings aside and continue on. At that point, I knew I had to do the right things to help him and get justice for him. I helped and secured a lot of stuff until the Rangers came in and took over the scene.
I took out to the scene and they were barely loading them up to the ambulance.
When all this happened, it was really, really hard. It was very painful, and I even questioned God. And it's something as human that sometimes we ask why. But I think because of that pain, and sometimes God puts us in situations where we have to do something with that pain. And I knew that there was a reason why this happened, and I had to do something so that his legacy can, still be here. And I was able to use that pain and make it into something great and something good.
A week prior to the incident happening, we got together and we're all like, yeah, man, if something ever happens to one of us, we need to be there for the family. A week later.
We're still working on carrying on his legacy, taking care of Bobby and the kids, make sure they're okay. I want to say he was going to junior high, 6th grade.
Joaquin just graduated high school this past Saturday. So we were there for him when he graduated. So we made a promise to the family, we're gonna be there every step of the way. So we're fulfilling that promise.
We're gonna follow him and make sure everything's okay with him and Brianna.
She's getting married, February 28th of next year she gets married.
It's amazing that they have a bond that like no other, and they kept their promise. This was something that they spoke about when they were friends, and we would kid around and hang out together as families, and they would say they would always be there for each other. And to this day, they have been. It's just something that I am very blessed to have.
It's been about 25 years since somebody had gotten shot. So the valley and the community really came together.
I just started with a Speedy 5K the first year, and I just got so much support, and it's just been growing since then. This foundation allows us to carry him like carry his legacy and honor him, and at the same time be able to give back to our law enforcement officers. We try to keep busy whenever his anniversary is coming up or leading up to it. We do talk a lot about him, and we share memories. We try to do things that we did as a family when he was here. Joey used to come out on Live PD, and he loved being in front of the camera. He loved the action. He loved all that stuff. And I was like, babe, how do you do that? Like, I wouldn't be able to do that. Like, that's just not me. It's the grace of God, I think, that I've been able to stand here and speak for him and be his voice, because he's not here. You know, my hope in all this is that they remember who Speedy was. He loved his job with a passion. He was a great father, an amazing husband, and people don't know that sometimes. You know, they don't know that, you know, officers are human, you know, and he was also so dedicated to his job, and I want people to remember who he was and keep his legacy alive. And what a better way than to do it than to give back and do good.